What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again back here on NBA 2K25 here for another rebuild. As yesterday we did the Charlotte Hornets, the day before that we did the Brooklyn Nets. Well, today I want to do the Utah Jazz. To me, the Utah Jazz have a very interesting situation coming to this season. Obviously, they decided to extend Lauri Markkanen, and they have a very young, solid core around them. So let's go ahead, jump in, and rebuild the Utah Jazz in NBA 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. So let's go ahead and look at what we got going on for the Utah Jazz. So of course, as I mentioned, Lauri Markkanen was a massive trade candidate. There's a lot of rumors about him being moved to the Warriors or wherever it may be. Obviously, he doesn't end up getting traded. They extend him instead. Now, that doesn't rule out them maybe trading him in the future, but for now, he is here to stay. You have Colin Sexton, you have John Collins, you have Walker Kessler, you have Keontae George. There's been plenty of trade rumors on Kessler. Keontae George is a very solid young player. You got Hendricks. So there's a lot of good young players that this team has as well to be excited about. So what we're going to do for year number one, as usual, is we're just going to simply simulate this season and see how things go. So Keontae George, Clarkson, Markkanen, Hendricks, and Kessler is our starting five, with Colin Sexton, John Collins off the bench, along with Eubanks, Brian Sensabaugh, and Kyle Filipowski. So you have like Isaiah Collier down here. You have Johnny Juzang. You have Cody Williams. So I do believe I want to try to get all these guys some minutes here. So let's run a 10-man rotation. Let's play George, of course, Clarkson. That all looks fine to me. Colin Sexton. But let's take out Patty Mills for sure. Let's put Collier in there. That way we can try to develop these guys as soon as possible. We'll take out Eubanks as well, and we'll put in Cody Williams. And then Kyle Filipowski, I think I can be a little bit more patient with. I'm fine with him just kind of riding the bench this year at least. So I'll put him as like the 11th guy. But I'm going to run with this. So Collier, Sensabaugh, Cody Williams, Collins, and Sexton will be our bench along with the starting five I just showed you. So that's what we're going to run with for year one. I want to see how this team does. I don't expect to be a playoff team. Obviously, I kind of expect to be a lottery team, which I think is kind of where I want to be anyway. Because if we can draft another good young player, perhaps a Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, whatever it may be, and bring them into Utah, I think that could help out this roster a ton. And of course, depending on how fast we develop and grow, do we keep Lauri Markkanen around, or do we trade him for someone that fits our time a little bit better? A lot of different questions we can find out as we go along. But let's go ahead and simulate year one, and let's just simply see how things go. Today's video is brought to you by two softwares designed to help you beat the sports books and become a much profitable sports bettor. We're starting on Daily Grind Fantasies Optimizer. So if you play on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any of these popular DFS apps, having a tool like this is insanely awesome to have. Right now, there's not a ton of value on the board, but we do have one solid play, and that's over 8 rush attempts on Tyler Algier. The reason why we like this is because every single book has this at 8.5. So we're getting a really good prop here at 8, where there is heavy push potential, but if for some reason he goes to 9, we have a really good number. Even if he doesn't finish at 9, we just get 8. Like, books are heavily favoring for him to be kind of like at over 7.5 rush attempts, it looks like. But if he goes over 8 somehow and gets 9, then we hit. But if he just hits 8, then it's just a push, no harm, no foul. Obviously, I also love OddsJam's positive EV tool as well. The way this works, it focuses on traditional sports books such as FanDuel, DraftKings, Fliff, and all that. And right now, I only have FanDuel and DraftKings filtered out. But on Syracuse first quarter money line, as you can see, DraftKings is offering the best possible price at plus 170. It wouldn't make any sense to go to FanDuel and bet this at plus 130 when DraftKings is offering you a much better price at plus 170. And then last but certainly not least, on PrizePicks, they match first positive dollar for dollar up to $100. You guys probably have heard of PrizePicks by now. Basically how it works is you choose between 2 to 6 players. You choose over or under on the projections that are listed. It's that simple. It's a ton of fun. So make sure to check out all these links down in the description below. PrizePicks match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 with using code Crushables. And if you use code Crushables on any of these softwares, you get a percentage off your first month. So make sure to check them out. Other than that, let's get back to the rebuild. So at the end of year one, Luka wins MVP, Zachary Ricochet is your rookie of the year, Amin Thompson 6th man, Wemby defensive player, Amin most improved, and Donovan Mitchell clutch player, and Kidd is your coach of the year. So I imagine we don't have anybody in like all NBA representatives, obviously, and for whatever reason, 2K doesn't show all rookie teams the first season. I don't know why it doesn't do that, but as you can see, if I just keep scrolling, we never see all rookie teams. I don't know why that's the case, but it is something that just happens right now in 2K. It's kind of weird. But we are not a playoff team. We're not a play-in team. In fact, we finished at, let's see. So we finished at Wow, we went 16 to 66. That's a lot worse than I ever would have thought it would have been. But hey, we have a top pick in this draft as long as we don't fall to like 5, which is possible. But you had 20 from Markkinen, you had 18 from Sexton, 17 from Clarkson, 14 from George, 11.5 from Collins, 7 from Kessler, 7 from Hendricks, and then 7 from Bryce Sensabaugh. So all around, pretty disappointing. Obviously, winning 16 games is not really where you want to be as a franchise. But again, this is going to be a very good draft class coming up. So having a pick in this draft could be insanely beneficial. So I'm excited about that. So here are your retirements, and now let's just go straight to the lottery. So, lottery time. Obviously, when it comes to these teams that are in the lottery, this is always the most important first step, is seeing how lucky we get in this draft lottery process. And we are projected #1 overall right now, so you guys know what that means. We're going to drop to 5. So let's go ahead and see if that's what happens. And no, we dropped to 4. So I guess it could have been worse. But Blazers get 1, Magic 2, Wizards 3. We get number 4. So like I said, we take it over, drop into 5. We're going to still get one of these really good prospects, whether that's Dylan Harper or whoever it may be. So let's go ahead and we're not going to fire Will Hardy. Let's just get straight in this draft. Is there anybody I want to move on draft night is the question. Probably not. If I'm going to make any trades, I'll probably just wait till after the draft. So let's just get straight in there. So number 1 is going to be Cooper Flagg to the Blazers. As a Blazers fan, obviously, I would love for that to happen in real life, but today I would have loved him on our team. Number 2 is going to be Dylan Harper, someone I was definitely kind of looking at, but we're not going to get him, unfortunately. And then Ace Bailey goes 3. So number 4, we have Nolan Traore, we have Kadeen, we have VJ Edgecombe, we got Hugo, Trey Johnson. So I've taken the center, I've taken VJ Edgecombe, I've taken Dink as well. So right now I'm debating between Hugo or Nolan Traore. I think both of them are really solid. I really don't think we can go wrong with either, but today I think I might go Hugo Gonzalez. Nolan Traore could be amazing as well. Ceiling is a Hall of Fame. We could play, like, right now I'm just thinking Keontae George is listed at point guard, but he could play shooting guard if we really wanted him to. So I don't know. Do we want Nolan or do we want Hugo is the question. Again, I think both of them are fantastic. Maybe today I'll go Nolan Traore. So I'm going to take Nolan Traore here out of France, and he'll be the pick. And then number 15, we also have a really nice pick here as well. So we have Jalil Bethea. We got an All-NBA player here. We got a small forward as well. Colin Murray, All-NBA. Donnie Freeman, All-NBA. So it looks like we can get a really good player here as well. Ian Jackson, I'll probably pass on. I'm going to take Michael here. So we're going to take Michael out of Spain, bring him in. And we have another pick in this draft, JT Toppin. We got Eisen, we got Conrad. So I'm going to go ahead and take JT Toppin here, and that will be our draft. So I feel, once again, really good. I think the Jazz killed it in this last draft class, and I feel like we did a good job this time around as well. So Nolan Traore, we got Michael, and we got JT Toppin. I'm feeling pretty good about that, so we add even more young talent. So Collins accepts his player option worth $26 million, which does make sense. I don't think he'd get that in the open market, but I have seen sometimes where he declines in 2K, but this time he accepts it. All right, so qualifying offers, nothing going on there. And then free agency, I don't even know if we have cap space. I don't think we do. Yeah, so not a ton of money to work with. All right, let's take a look at what we got going on. So, of course, Keontae George and Nolan Traore. So we are going to play Keontae George at shooting guard now. We're going to probably move Jordan Clarkson this season. I definitely think he could be serviceable somewhere else. We got Lauri Markkinen and Michael, and then Hendricks, and then Toppin, and then John Collins, Kessler, Drew Eubanks. So I'll probably leave things kind of the way they are right now. The only thing I want to do for sure is I do want to move on to Jordan Clarkson to free up some shooting guard minutes once we move Keontae George there. So we're going to be trading Jordan Clarkson and Johnny Juzang over to the Detroit Pistons for Isaiah Stewart and a first-round pick. I don't really want Isaiah Stewart all that badly. Like, the Spurs are offering me a first-round pick as well, but I do believe it maybe makes a little bit more sense for the Pistons to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. We get a first-round pick from the Pistons for Clarkson, and we got Isaiah Stewart in return as well. The Spurs were trading a very valuable first-round pick for Clarkson. To me, Clarkson's worth like up to 4 seconds or a protected first potentially, but we get an unprotected first in 2029. So maybe I got a little bit more than I should have. But at the end of the day, I will absolutely take what the Pistons offered me. So now we'll move Keontae George to shooting guard, as I mentioned. So Colin Sexton will back him up, but George will move to shooting guard. So we'll do that right now. It even goes up, which is fantastic there as well. So that is awesome. And then one thing I think happens when you move Markkinen to power forward, he goes up. And I think Taylor Hendrick goes up at small forward. So to me, that's a no-brainer. Let's swap those guys. That way they're, boosted up in overall at least by 1 tack. And then that will be kind of what we roll with. So let's go straight to player progression, because I don't think we're going to be making any free agency additions this season. And if we look at player progression, you're going to have Markkinen regressing. You have George up. You have Kessler up. You have Hendricks up. You have Isaiah Stewart up. You have Brian Sensabaugh up. And Cody Williams. So Cody Williams, Isaiah Collier all developed really nicely very quickly, which is nice. And Kyle even not playing any minutes developed as well, which is also awesome. So overall, we have a very young roster. I think eventually we'll have to consolidate some of these young players into something massive to try to go after a championship potentially. We do have to cut one guy, so let's see who that might be. So that's going to have to unfortunately be Svi Mikhailuk. I think that's an easy cut. I think everybody else is just... Eubanks wouldn't be too bad to cut either if we had to go that direction, but I'll just cut Svi Mikhailuk. I think that's pretty an obvious one. All right, so let's load a 2026 draft class and let's get straight into this next season because I'm ecstatic about what the rotation could potentially look like and how quickly some of our young players have developed, such as Cody Williams and Collier. If they can kind of continue that trajectory, there's no telling how good we could be in the future if those guys just continue to ball out and develop into, like, you know, whatever it may be. I don't know what their overall ceilings will be, but overall it should turn into wins in the future. 2K, I don't know why it takes so long now for this to transfer into the next season. Really annoying, but all right. Let's get into it. So here's your rotation. Nolan Traore, Keontae George, Taylor Hendricks, Markin, and Kessler. I absolutely agree with that. With Collins, Sexton, Isaiah Stewart, Bryce Sensabaugh, and Cody Williams as a rotation. I do want to find a way to get Collier in there as well. So I guess maybe we run 11 deep. I would like to see Michael in there as well. There's a lot of guys that I would love to free up minutes for, but we just don't have that right now. So, like, Collins and Sexton are two guys I don't think I'll be keeping in the future. So maybe we should stop at the deadline to kind of explore what their value would be. And then Stewart was somebody like that was kind of a throw-in that trade. So I'm pretty happy to get him. But, you know, I think he's a solid piece to have right now. I'm going to just run, I guess we'll run 11 deep and have Collier get some minutes because I really want Collier to play. They do want to play Michael in there instead. Is there anybody that's just like an obvious? No, I guess for this, I think for this season, just for seniority, I'll put Collier in there. And I think at the deadline, we'll try to trade away Collins and Sexton to free up more minutes for our younger players. But other than that, let's just simulate the season and let's see how things go after some of the new additions. This offseason, I expect to be bad once again, but hopefully, you know, we make some moves at the deadline to kind of further develop this roster. So the first obvious trade candidate to me is trading away Colin Sexton, as I kind of mentioned. And it looks like we can get Zach Collins in return as an expiring contract. We could decide to re-sign him or not. He's straight up expiring, and the Spurs want to offer me a first-round pick. So sign me up for this. We're going to be sending Colin Sexton out of here. That's going to free up minutes for Collier, hopefully more minutes for him. So that's the first trade that we do. We're literally 9-43 at the deadline, which is just really disappointing. I didn't expect to be like this bad. So Markin definitely becomes like kind of an interesting look in. Like, he's starting to regress a little bit. He's 28 years old, and, you know, he's still a guy that I think a lot of teams would love to have. So I'm not opposed to trading him. I'm not going to lie. I'm not opposed to it. Next is going to be John Collins, though. I kind of want to see what we can get for him because I want him out of here as well. So once again, another really bad season. I decided not to trade John Collins just because there wasn't any value really for him. But we had 16 points from our rookie and Nolan Traore, which is really solid to see. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, once again, we're anywhere near the playoffs. We do end up with another lottery pick, which is top 10 protected. I do believe 2K will kind of have it going to the Thunder, but in real life, it's top 10 protected in 2026 as well. So let's go ahead, or it might be top 8 protected, but it was protected still. So James Harden's going to retire on the Clippers. Let's go to the lottery, and let's kind of see where our pick may end up. So we are projected Atlanta's pick, and our pick is projected to be number 1 overall. It does say it's going to the Thunder, but as I mentioned, it is protected. So hopefully it can kind of stay at 1 or 2. That'd be really nice this year. And it is going to stay, or no, that's Miami's pick. Our pick, of course, fell to 5. So we are going to have Atlanta's pick, which, or maybe it was protected. I don't know. So yeah, Atlanta's got 14. And then we got San Antonio's pick at 27. And then we get number 5, as I said, from the Oklahoma City Thunder. So let's go get that pick back from the Thunder, and we'll look at some big moves this offseason because of how bad we are and that the fact that Markkanen is kind of regressing, I think might be the time to trade him. I wasn't going to in this video going into it, but I think it might be the best move going forward to move Lauri Markkanen and get a rebuilding package in return. So I'm trying to make something happen with the Oklahoma City Thunder for Lauri Markkanen services. I'm trying to get 4 first-round picks. Some of them aren't as great, but we get Aaron Wiggins as well as the throw-in. So Lauri Markkanen for all of this. I don't know if they'll accept this. This Clippers pick is the 9th overall pick in this draft, by the way. So let's offer it and see what they say. They want our 2026 first unprotected at number 5, and they'll take Kyle, and they'll give me another pick. So we trade Markkanen, and we trade down from 5 to 9, and we get a lot of picks in the future. I don't know, man. Do I want to do this? Like, trading down when we're trading the best player in the trade doesn't make a ton of sense to me. So I can't really get behind that. So maybe we just remove this, like remove this. I don't mind throwing Kyle in here though. So let's say we remove the 9th overall pick. We get 4 picks in the future, and we do something like this. They want first from San Antonio and unprotected. All right, so this is a late first round pick. So they get a late first round pick off of us, I guess. Sam Presti squeezes us for another first. But you know what? Screw it. It's a late first in this draft. I'm going to go ahead and do this. We send Lauri Markkanen over to Oklahoma City, and that is what we'll do. So Oklahoma City is going to get Lauri Markkanen. We make them very good. But again, Markkanen was showing signs of regression, which is why I was totally okay with doing that. We have our 5th overall pick back, which is nice. Let's just go ahead and see if we can get at number 5 and continue on with this rebuild. So AJ goes 1. Number 2 is going to be Boozer. Number 3 is going to be Darius. Number 4 is going to be Caleb Wilson. So number 5, we got Darren Peterson. We got Koa Pete. So obviously we just traded away our power forward. So I think, Darren Peterson to me though makes the most sense, even if we just play him at small forward. So I think I am going to go Darren Peterson here with this selection at Ohio State. So welcome to Utah. So we got ourselves another really solid player, and the young core just continues to be built up. So I got to feel good about that. Kessler is a free agent, probably going to ask for a ton of money. So Kessler only, okay, I was about to say, I thought he was asking for a little bit less, but no. Collins we're not bringing back. So John Collins is not coming back, and neither is, obviously we traded Sexton away. So Kessler is the only guy I'm mainly focused on. I do want his services back because we don't really have a center outside of him. We do have money in free agency to spend if we wanted to, but let's take a look at what we got going on. So Traore and Collier is our point of rotation. George and Peterson's now our shooting guard rotation, unless we move Peterson to small forward, which I definitely am considering. We do have a lot of small forwards though, so maybe we don't do that. We got power forwards with Stewart and Aaron Wiggins now, and then we don't have a center, which is obviously going to be Kessler once we sign him. So let's just go ahead and get to day 12 of free agency, and let's re-sign Walker Kessler, because that is going to be the move that we do this offseason. This is probably going to be a while before we find ourselves in the playoffs, but who knows? Maybe this next season we'll be there, and I'll be just totally caught off guard. So Kessler, I don't love giving him this much money, I'm not going to lie, but I do want to keep him around, so I'll offer him that. He's going to sign it in a moment of truth to his player progression. So George's up to an 85. Noah Traore is up to an 84 already. We got Kessler up to an 84. Hendricks is up. Sensabaugh is up. Cody Williams is up. Collier is up. So all of our guys are developing, which is great. But eventually, all they're going to have to be paid, which is going to be a no-go, and we can eventually consolidate for a really good young player that's like, maxed out or whatever, and we can get somebody really good. So let's go ahead and get into this 3rd season, and let's see if we can make any progress of being better than we have been, because we've been very horrible throughout this video so far. So as promised, I wanted to make a consolidation trade, and here we are trying to make one. So I'm offering Sensabaugh, Stewart, Aaron Wiggins, and potentially first-round picks to try to get Scotty Barnes off Toronto. They're rebuilding right now, and I think Scotty Barnes would be a fantastic fit on what we have going on right now. So I want to try to see if we can get him in Utah. So I do have this Lakers pick, which I guess is insanely valuable, which I'm not opposed to trading away, just because we have so many young players as it is. I don't really want to add another really good player through the draft, which is kind of counterintuitive because that's what you're supposed to do. But the same attitude, if we could walk away with Scotty Barnes here, I think we do it. So I'm going to offer this first, and they are going to, I think, counter me unless Duque is just absolutely frozen. So no, okay. So they're not going to counter that. What if I offer this Cleveland pick as well? I'll try to do it without the Lakers pick, this Cavs pick, and they agree. So we didn't have to trade the Lakers picks. We're going to have that pick in our back pocket as well. So Scotty Barnes is now I almost said a Toronto Raptor. No, he's no longer a Toronto Raptor. He's a Utah Jazz. So we welcome him in with open arms, and I'm excited about his addition here in Utah. That's just going to give us a little bit more of a boost. Since I've always got to be paid this offseason, and I already kind of had a hint. We did get Gary Trent to throw in as well, which isn't bad, but I probably won't keep him going forward. But take a look at this rotation now. You got Traore, George, Peterson, Barnes, Kessler, Hendricks, Gary Trent, Cody Williams, Collier, and Michael. And then that looks damn good. And I will tell you, we're 21-28 on the season, so I don't think it's impossible for us to be a play-in team this year. So let's see, with Barnes added, if we can turn the season around and maybe find ourselves in the postseason. I don't know if we'll be able to, but it would be cool if that did happen. Unfortunately, we did not make the postseason like I kind of wanted to, but this is by far the best season we've had so far, and I do believe with Barnes added to this team, we will find ourselves in the playoffs next year, because the team is only about to get better in the offseason. We're about to have that Lakers pick, which is going to be insanely good, it looks like. So I cannot wait. And that, of course, is from when they traded Mike Conley to the Timberwolves in that 3-team deal that landed the Lakers. D'Lo, Vanderbilt, and D'Lo, Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley, I think, was kind of the trade that happened. And then Mo Bamba, or no, that was a separate trade. But here are your retirements, and now we go to the lottery. So let's see what this Lakers pick ends up being, because it's number 1 overall projection. Does it stay at number 1? Probably not. And it does stay at 1. So we're going to add the number 1 overall pick through this draft as well. So thankfully we did not trade that pick. And then the Brooklyn Nets have Phoenix's pick and New York's pick. Obviously, that's supposed to belong to Houston. Whatever, it is what it is. So let's go to staff signing and let's see what we got going on here. So Redick is our head coach, by the way. Forgot to mention that. No longer Will Hardy, but we're going to draft here at number 1. Grab the best overall guy. So, of course, that is Tyron Stokes, which I'm ecstatic about that. You get to add another good player on a very good contract. Yeah, sign me up for that. So, Stokes will be the guy. Welcome to Utah. No hesitation there. So, we're going to get out of this draft now with Tyron Stokes. We probably had we had a late first with Daniel Jacobson, so welcome. Player options, we can accept literally all of these, so that's great. We can actually decline Owen Oakley, but we can accept the rest of these. And then qualifying offers, Keontae George is a free agent. And then I know Sensabaugh is about to be a free agent, which I'm glad we got rid of him. And then Hendricks is a free agent as well when it says he's unrestricted. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, man. There's nothing you've done to earn yourself $31 million, which is why I kind of was like wanting to throw him in the Barnes trade as well. Because, yeah, I can't pay this man $31 million. And I don't know why 2K has him as unrestricted. That doesn't make any sense. He just got drafted to this team. Why is he unrestricted? But that's 2K for you, man. I don't know what's going on with this game sometimes. But we will renounce everybody besides Hendricks. I don't want to renounce him, but yeah, he's asking for an astronomical amount of money. And we can't, I mean, George is as well, don't get me wrong, but we got to keep him. He's an 86 overall to this point. Now, I'm probably going to have to, I don't think I'll be able to get Hendricks back because 2K does not have him as restricted, which is quite annoying because he could just come back as a qualifying offer, but that's not going to happen because, of course, he's not, I think we might just have to pay him. Like, I don't want to lose it for nothing, and I hate the fact that he's about to make this much money, but I don't want to lose it for nothing, so I guess we'll pay both these guys. So George and Hendricks will pay a 2-year deal to, I guess, and we'll get both of them on the last day. All right, so player progression, you're going to have Barnes up to 92. Nolan Chirard to, wow, Darren Peterson went up like crazy. He averaged 6. I didn't even look at the player stats last year, bro. I'm bugging. Let's look at him now. So, yeah, 21 from Barnes, 18 from Troy Ori. You had 16 from Peterson, 16 from George, 9.5 from Collier, 9 from Hendricks, and then 7 from Kessler. And then, yeah, so all around looking good there. But clearly, this roster is highlighted by Troy, Darren Peterson now, Collier's the backup, Keontae George, Peter. Like, this is about to be a damn good roster, man. This is about to be a good team. And I do think we should probably make a consolidation trade for a better backup 5. Let's look into that right now. And maybe that involves trading Hendricks away because, he's the one making the most amount of money. So let's see what we can get for him if there's a good backup center that pops up. No, so far not happening. Robert Williams is fine, but not really the guy I kind of want. So no thanks there. So we're not going to trade any of these guys up top. Cody Williams, we won't trade away. Toppin, I can look into. And this, yeah, let's see what these two guys can net me. Like, is there a really good backup 5 that pops up? So Igor Dink pops up. Carter Bryant, Rocco, but I don't know how much he'll develop. And we're at player regression at this point. Okay, Donovan Clingan is interesting, and I'm okay with this. We're gonna trade for Donovan Clingan. So Donovan Clingan and Kessler will be our backup, our center rotation. So we get Clingan from Portland. We'll have Nolan Chirard, Collier, Keontae George, Darren Peterson, Cody Williams. We'll have Barnes, Hendricks, and then Kessler and Clingan. Okay, I can rock with this, and I do think there's a really good chance that we're a playoff team this next season. I don't see why we couldn't be. And I would, I don't want to say it, but we could be, very well could be, a contender. We could win a championship this season, I think. I think this team is good enough to do so. Will we? Probably not, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. So, let's get to year 4. Let's simulate the regular season, and let's find ourselves in the playoffs. We're not in the playoffs. I would be shocked. So at the end of this beautiful season, we finished up very nicely. Here are your awards. And you had JJ Redick win Coach Year at 63-19. So yeah, this team was damn good. You even got Nolan making an All-NBA first team, averaging 22.5 and 11 assists. Love to see that. All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team. No Barnes this time around, unfortunately. But again, we ended up as the first seed in the Western Conference. So we went from never making the playoffs so far to the first seed. So I love that. So we had 22.5 from Nolan. We had 22 from Barnes and 20 from Peterson. So it's safe to say we hit on a lot of our draft picks. We also just added a #1 overall pick in this last draft as well. So all around, things went extremely smoothly, and we are about to be in the playoffs, and I cannot wait to see how we perform and if we can go on a deep run here. So we get the Golden State Warriors, who no longer have Stephen Curry. Instead, it's Hardy, Podziemski, Wiggins, Kuminga, Trace Jackson-Davis, Capella, Freeman, and Caleb Gaskin. So, of course, I don't want to lose in round 1. That'd be embarrassing. So let's go ahead and see if we can take care of business. And we are going to be down 3-2, bro. What is going on, man? I love you, 2K. Why do you do this to me every time this happens? All right, let's see if we can not go home in round 1 as the first seed. That'd be kind of embarrassing. And it's looking like that might happen. And we're going home as the first seed to the 8th seed. I love this game so freaking much, man. It's just a beautiful product. 63-19. Season wasted. We go all the way to this. Man, I don't know. Mavericks go on and beat the Magic at 7. It is what it is. I mean, I'm running it right back. KCP retired to Utah Jazz, but I'm running this ship right back. You can't convince me that we should have went home like that. That was just absolutely terrible. So, Redick, you're on thin ice, my friend. That was all your fault. And we do probably have a draft pick as well from somebody, I assume, because we've traded for a lot of picks. It's a 27th overall pick, completely irrelevant at this point. So at this point, my goal is just to kind of keep everybody on the roster. And it's probably about to be very expensive. So like Cody Williams asking, like, I need to fix the contract situation. This guy is averaging 6 points per game, and you're asking for $45 million. What is wrong with you? Collier, same thing. You guys are asking for just stupid amount of money. So you guys can get that in free agency from somebody, and maybe actually I won't match it. So we are going to just, I gotta remember, guys. Someone remind me, man. Someone remind me to fix the contract situation. I know you can kind of mess with the sliders, and it fixes this a little bit, because this is just dumb. Like, these guys should not be asking for this much money. It's just ridiculous. All right, so Collier and Cody Williams are back on their, qualifying offers, but you have Nolan up to a 91. Peterson up to a 90. So we got 3 90s now with George 88. And Stokes went up to an 87. Insane. Absolutely insane. So can we find a way to play all of them in the starting 5 and Klingon's an 86? No, there really isn't a way. So one of them is going to be come off the bench because we got to play all of these guys. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't be back having a great regular season again. But hopefully this time around, not getting upset by a damn 8th seed. I hate you, 2K. I hate you for that. But let's just get into this final. I'm going into this next season expecting this to be the final season because we will win a championship. Proficiency is at 4.5 now. There's no reason why we can't go all the way and win it all. Why not us? So another season coming to an end as we don't get Nolan Troyer on All-NBA first team this time around, but we do get him, or no, we get Barnes on All-NBA third team. So I'm assuming the wealth was spread around a little bit with Stokes being as good as he was off the bench for us. But this time we don't get the first seed, we get the 3rd seed. And this is kind of what we're looking at right now. So let's see if we can go out here and beat the Warriors, who actually eliminated us last year, which was just very disappointing. But hopefully that's not the case this time around. So somebody current round against the Warriors once again. And this time we beat them in 5, easy peasy. Why couldn't we have done that last year, man? It doesn't make any sense. Beat the Blazers in round 2. Of course, they have Cooper Flag. They got JT Toppin. We gave them Michael and JT Toppin, who have developed very nicely in their own right. So, yeah, my mistake there. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is we beat this Blazers team. But it's not going to be easy, man. They got a 92, 92, and 95 respectfully, just like we kind of do as well. So let's see what happens. Game 1 goes to them. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3. Can we win game 4? No, we're down 3-1 to the Blazers. So maybe we can get a championship in today's video. I thought we had a locked and loaded championship team after what we put together, but the Blazers are saying otherwise. It is Cooper Flag that we're facing off against. 124-107. We beat them in Portland. Let's go to Utah, back home, and let's beat them again and force a game 7, shall we? Can we do it is the question. All right, we got maybe it. Nope, they took the lead back. Can we take it back here? No, we're going to lose. So, oh boy. All right, well, we're gonna lose again, it looks like, unless, nope, that's not happening. So we're gonna lose in round 2. So at least we got past round 1 this time around, so that's a good thing, right? But Pistons go on to beat the Blazers. I will go one more time. I think I said I was done after this last season, but I'm gonna go one more time. I want to see if we have a lottery pick from somebody. It was not the top 3 picks. We got a 3rd overall pick from Cleveland. I mean, at this point, it's just way too late in the video to do really anything about it. Because whoever we draft is just not gonna be ready to contribute. So let's see. We got Keontae George at 39 million. Let me just see what we get for George, and then we got 5 picks here, man. This is just it's insane. Let's just see what we get for George in this 3rd overall pick, and I might look into getting crazy here. We can steal my boy Shaedon Sharpe from the Portland Trail Blazers. Do we want to do this where they give us Shaedon Sharpe, we give them number 3, we get 8 in return? Sure, why not? This gives us an upgrade to the shooting guard spot. At this point, I'm trying to go win a championship, so We'll roll with it. I'll see what the assistant GM takes at number 8. We're not gonna be able to draft or sign all of these guys. There's literally no way because we just don't have enough roster spots. Options: Peterson, Stokes, and we'll accept all those. And then of course Nolan Traore is a free agent. He's gonna be worth every penny. And then of course we got Hendricks and Cody Williams both asking for just a crazy amount of money. And we're not even gonna be able to sign everybody back. We're gonna be able to sign Nolan Traore. That's about to be it. And I don't think it's gonna allow us to re-sign Hendricks and Cody Williams, which is gonna suck to lose them. But we are going to be, you know, absolutely capped off. Like, it's just going to be very impossible to keep them around. So, not a lot we can do there. So, I don't know if it'll let me, but I'll try to resign one of them. So, let's say we try to go for Cody Williams at least. Yeah, I don't have enough money to sign Cody Williams. Like, this just... Everyone's just making too much money. What about Hendricks? Nope, can't get him either. Nope. And... Okay, I can get him for that. So, maybe he signs that so we can get one of them back at least. We're going to lose Collier, it looks like, as well. So Hendricks will come back, so we at least get one of them back. Cody Williams we're not going to be able to get back, unfortunately. So that will be the last offseason. So we upgrade from Keontae George to Shaden Sharp. I don't know if that's going to result in anything different, but we just take them from the Blazers. George is now in Portland. We get Peterson. We got Shaden Sharp. We got Stokes up to an 89. This team is just kind of OP, but it has not resulted in a championship, and that is the last thing we need to get. So hopefully... maybe this final season, no matter what happens, this is the final season, we win a championship. So Tyron Stokes wins 6th man of the year, so shout out to him for that. And we went 67-15, but I'm just ready to get in the playoffs once again. Nolan went to 93 overall on NBA second team representation. Love that. Let's take a look at the stats in general. So yeah, 23 from Nolan, 21.5 from Darren Peterson, 21 from Barnes. You had 17 from Stokes, and then 15 from Shaden Sharp. 11 from, I didn't realize this guy developed that much. So we got him from the Blazers, and he's up to an 87 overall. So all around, really solid stuff. I mean, we should be run to the Warriors again. Last time I played the Warriors when they were the AFC, they turned into the We Believe Warriors. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. And, oh, I was a little scared about what I just saw. Okay, we beat them in 5, and now we get the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, of course, now have Collier, Giddey, Edwards, Reed, Visich, John Collins, DiVincenzo, and Randall. So somebody come around against Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, and we are going to beat them in 5. So we finally make a conference finals appearance, but of course we draw the Thunder, who are not going to be easy to take down. They usually never are. Boozer's developed nicely. Ian Jackson's developed nicely for them. Chet's there. Shay's still here. They got Dillingham off the bench. Gerald Harrelson, Harrington. Like, they got a damn good roster. So game 1 goes to them. Game 2, game 3. Can we even it up? Yes, we can. All right, let's see if we can win the next 4. We won 2 in a row. Can we keep it up and win 3 in a row here? So this is game 5 in Utah. Best of 3, 2 games at home. Let's take care of the first one. It's looking good right now as long as we don't blow the lead. And we are going to... Bro, it looked like we had that in the bag. What happened? What just happened? Like, what was this? What? Didn't we have like a freaking... In the fourth quarter, we had a 20-point lead. Oh my gosh, bro. Okay. Well, game 6 in Oklahoma City to force a game 7 back to Utah. We had a 20-point lead in game 5, bro. A 20-point lead. And I don't think we're getting out of here with a win either. Need a miracle. Can you guys get back in the game, please? Or are we going to just roll over and die here? All right, so it's a 6-point game. We've gotten really close to making this. It's not going to happen. They won. Unless it's 141 to 145. There's a minute on the clock. There's a 4-point game. The Thunder, I think, have the ball right now, or do we? Let's see. So, oh, we have the ball. All right. Well, let's see if I can make something happen here. So I'm going to jump in because we pretty much lost this series as is anyway. So give me... Oh, man, this lineup is kind of crazy, not going to lie. But let's see if I can make something happen here. Not even who I wanted to pass it to. Dude, what is this lineup right now? This is a massive... This lineup makes literally no sense, bro. But all right, let's make it work, hopefully. And we'll dunk on Shea. And we'll take it a 2-point game. So this is a crazy lineup right now. We're massive out here. I think this is all bigs. Like, this is... Like, what? Who on earth runs this, bro? We don't have any perimeter creation right now. I guess, you know, Barnes is not bad. But I don't know, man. Shea is trying to cook me in the basket. He's going to shoot a mid-range. He's going to make it, of course. It's 143 to 147. Can we get some of our floor spacers out here, man? We need to hit a 3. So I'm going to go starters, bench, tall, quick, defense, 3-point. Kessler has a... Okay, so I'm going to go to 3-point, and we're going to see if we can knock down a 3 to make this game interesting. So Noah Traore, I need you to get this ball, and we're going to have to hit a 3 here. So give me... See if I can hit a 3 with this guy, and... Nope, not going in. All right, guys. That'll be the way the video ends. We're going to lose to the Thunder in the conference finals. We had a 20-point lead in Game 5, and we blew it. We absolutely blew it. I thought we had that one in the bag, and now we could be maybe going to a Game 7, but instead, we're going to lose in 6, which really sucks because I really thought we were going to advance, and that's going to be an early release. That's not going in. Almost got the offensive board. That's your ball game. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video regardless. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.